Toxin. 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 the first day. I was like, you can
Oh,
luminal out
all
8 points.
Hello. Apologies for we were mid conversation. I realized the stream had started, so I cut off Cold Lava in a random eternal thing. So, hello everyone, and welcome to day 11 of Vantage Point spoiler season. It was a pretty packed day. Tomorrow's looking to be like another one, um, and I've got two fantastic guests on to talk about all of today's cards. Um, we had quite a
I'm here
few.
too.
We've got quite a few cards to talk about. A lot of different parts of the community. So I'm going to try and make a special effort to shout out stuff, especially given that some of these cards are from people that have fewer followers than I do. Please take a second and check out their links below. They've put a lot of effort and time into getting these things out. I'm going to shout them out when we get up to their spoilers, but please, they're all well worth a look. And I think basically they all have something to shout out, so definitely check that out. But I also have two fantastic guests on. I'm going to have them introduce themselves, talk about how they got into Netrunner, how they're involved with it these days, and then what their favorite card with an animal on it is. So, Coldlove, I'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Cold Lava, he, him. I started playing Netrunner, I want to say in 2021 during the pandemic. Started playing online through Ash's startup, and then eventually jumped into Standard and kind of went from there. I used to run my local tournament scene a bit, but I recently moved and there's a TO at my new spot, so I don't have to do that as much anymore.
That's nice.
And my favorite card with an animal on it, or animal themed, I guess, if I'll stretch and say hippo. It's not really an animal on it, but
Taking a bit of a walk there, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
It has an animal on it on the title. We didn't say it doesn't have an animal on the art. It just says on the card, and hippo's an animal. It's on the card.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's a choice, That's certainly one of the choices. Fantastic. All right, well, thanks. It's great to have you on. One day I will make it to our meetups again where we can play in person and you can show me all the new ob tech. But next up, Kate, could you introduce yourself to the stream?
Sure. I'm Kate, or Combination Bean. I got into Netrunner by reading an article that it was dying, actually. I think that was my first thing with Netrunner, was reading an article that was like going, that FFG was, closing down the thing. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a really cool game. I wish I'd learned about it before it died. And then Netrunner didn't die. So then I eventually got into the game, actually. And played on JNet a bit. And now I have some small local community and I've been to Worlds and whatnot, which is very fun. I don't do enough Netrunner, honestly. I go off and on with it, every couple months I have to go do a couple tournaments, kind of go back, but it's fun. Yeah. And my favorite animal card is, I guess, it would probably have to be Daig, First Netcat. It's just, it's good. It's got an animal. I like it because it does stupid Padma combos, where I want to charge cards, and that's my life. I'm, doing Padma Cataloger right now, and before that I was running Padma Cacophony. Again, just stupid Padma combos is all I've really been cooking lately. But also, it's just fun because then I get to say, oh, and this is a real cat, and then I look it up, and then I show a picture of the real cat to somebody by searching in Pet Runner and finding a picture of Daig. So that's always a kind of fun fact, just whenever I meet a new person who doesn't know that yet. I'm like, I play Daig. By the way, this is real. Here's a picture on my phone. So
that's fun.
It gives me something to talk about as well.
Great. All right. Well, yeah, Padma Cacophony. I remember being in playtesting and someone going, "Hey, we should probably make sure that deck isn't tier 1, right?" So we went and put it through. We went and put it through spaces, but that I will say,
isn't, but it's fun.
It's I will say it's not right now. Doesn't mean it won't be. It could be in the future. Playtesters have been known to miss. I would say quite significantly. So,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
glad it's
certainly
fun.
possible. I'm not on it right now, but it was, I don't know, that is my favorite thing, is mostly just to mill the entire deck with Padma. It's very fun.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we've got four. I think honestly, all pretty interesting cards to talk about. So let's get into that. Um, Again, if people haven't checked it out, Vicetron, I linked the video for the scoop. It is like a just a couple minutes. It's like I think under 5 minutes, but it is hilarious and very much worth the watch. It is a callback to an old, a different style of YouTube videos that I think people will really appreciate, and has a good sense of humor and doesn't overstay its welcome. So please definitely go check it out. And Vicetron is generally done, even though I don't agree with everything on that channel, they're always interesting and worth thinking about at least. With all that preamble, here's the card that Vicetron got to spoil for the community or share to the community. It is Baker. It is a 3-cost 1MU criminal program, and it has the text: once per turn, click Run Archives. When you would approach Archives, you may pay 1 credit to instead change the attack server to HQ or R&D and approach that server. Spend credits only from stealth cards to pay this cost. It's 3 influence, and the flavor text: time for a key change, and an Adam Doyle art piece.
Hmm. Oh. Oh, right, the name's at the bottom.
So
Do I just talk about it now?
yeah, please. You mentioned beforehand you love stealth, so I'll give
Um,
you the floor.
oh yeah, I'm real stealth sickle. That was my first deck I think I ever like really made, besides like the things I just slapped together in 5 seconds, was a smoke deck. I really like stealth as an archetype. I don't know, it's just fun to me. And I've been kind of interested in trying it recently with Mercury because, Criminal has the great after image, which allows you to bypass things, which is really great for Mercury. But currently, there's just not a ton. There wasn't really a ton of self-supportive things to do with your credits besides like Moo Safecracker. So I'm kind of excited for Baker one because it's I think a good Mercury card. Again, Mercury right now runs like Arrow a lot, which is run archives and then hit R&D. Um, and so this can also do that, but it's in faction. You could save yourself the influence if you want. Um, and also, it's another stealth credit thing to spend credits on, giving me a little more justification as well for me to do that. Because I don't know, I kind of ran after image and it just was kind of mid and okay. So I'm kind of excited for this. Again, I think also being able to do HQ R&D is very interesting. That used to be kind of my big haymaker in there as well, was Sneak Door Beta, was, you'd kind of run HQ a bunch and then you'd eventually be locked out. They'd build up the agendas, then you'd put in Sneak Door Beta and run in Nexus 3 and have fun. So we've got that again, but with stealth. And I don't know, I think Baker seems fun.
What were you using as your supply of stealth credits when you were doing After Image Mercury stealth?
Uh, I think there was Penumbral Toolkit, and I think I was like importing mantles or something. Influence was horrible. It was not good. But I might have also tried Trickster Taka at some point. I've tried the three. I've tried all 3 sources at one point. You know,
Okay,
because there were 3 sources.
I guess
Penumbral
that's true.
Toolkit,
Yeah, yeah.
Trickster Taka. I tried all 3. And none of them were that successful, but I did certainly run the deck for a time. I did certainly play it.
Very
But now
This
there's new
is
things like Touchstone, so that's pretty exciting. There's a lot more Git stealth credits. I don't know if there's a ton of more Git stealth credits. There's just Touchstone, I think, is the new source.
Yeah,
But
that's all
Touchstone
we've seen
seems
so
to,
far,
it's
at least.
but it's new network here. So, having a reserve of stealth credits is always good.
yeah. This seems interesting. It looks like a new way for them to pay off stealth. Like we had the trash card that was spoiled at Worlds, I think.
Yeah,
The
Lampides.
stealth
Lampides.
trash card, Lampides, and now we
Lampides
have
nuts.
this. Um, and it's hard to it's interesting comparing it to Sneak Door Beta, where like it's fewer MU and it's restricted to once per turn, whereas Sneak Door you could just kind of just pound HQ if you needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And it requires a stealth here, but like you said, you can go R&D or HQ, which probably gives it enough utility to splash it into Shaper.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess
Um,
Shapers do have program tutors as well. You can get a one-off, get away with that.
yeah, and I know someone mentioned in I think it was in StimHack Slack, someone mentioned that you can use this with a simul chip and deep dive by only running archives.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
The ultimate play. It's got to be an achievement for that.
Yeah, deep dive, the fastest flicker on and off the ban list of all time, incoming.
Yeah.
But
Good night, sweet prince.
well, Shapers will get to win a couple games for a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, because when you does the I guess how does this work with new what's it, flagship? Can you
Flagship.
put this on archives to prevent the changed server or
Flagship is
no?
specifically HQ and R&D. It only has effects on
Oh,
those two
right.
servers.
But it will
That's right.
stop the. But the thing, because this is on a. So flagship, I can't pull it in. Actually, I probably could pull it in here. 1 second.
Yeah, it might be up, but yeah, it'll do
But
its
yeah.
limiting effect, and you won't have a successful run, but you
Yeah,
will get to still run the server and
Yeah.
access it.
And like, even if this just said central server only, Baker would still beat it on archives, but flagship
Yeah.
will prevent the unsuccessful trigger and will prevent additional accesses that you might be getting from other things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because this doesn't have the what was Sneak Doors updated text, like you would be successful on archives or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
something weird.
yeah, I
Okay,
don't remember
but
the
this doesn't
exact
have.
updated text, but yeah, if successful instead, treat it as a whatever. So I think it got reworded
Yeah.
if you would be successful in archives, instead treat it as successful on something else. I think Baker is a slightly better implementation of that,
Yes.
whereas you don't. The approach step is a better time to swap that stuff. I think, just in terms of rules.
Yeah, I agree.
Droids also calling out the like little Art Deco fan like flower pattern at the bottom, extending the frame and blending in a very cool fashion.
I
That
just
is
thought
nice.
that was the frame.
Yeah. You forget that's not actually on all criminal frames. It blends so well. Really well done. So.
That's very pretty.
Criminal's calling out that Baker beats a Managarm on archives, though it would beat a Managarm on HQ or R&D.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
So, just install the Vantage on the normal server.
Yeah, and you still if you're going to
don't-
use defensive upgrades, this will still work on all of those will still work, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of, I don't know, nice for the corporation. It's like, hey, you don't have to, just play against it normally. It works mostly normally. Besides, it hits that one, but you upgrade still the same thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like, oh, this is one less cost and one less MU than Sneak Door Beta. It is once per turn. And then I think also it's like, oh, and secretly you also, like, there's that whole extra requirement of it needs a whole second card for the effect to even be active.
Yeah. So, it's not, it's not just a one and done. It is, your deck has to be built around it a little bit. Because Sneak Door Beta was a classic kind of, you put in a one off, and then on the games you need it, you just slap it down, but.
Yeah, I guess the question is like, does Baker make maintenance access obsolete, or do we think that there's different decks will want them for similar, like different or similar reasons?
I think different decks will want them. Like, I think Baker can justify being the only stealth card, and you just put in something that is stealth that you use as regular credits for other things. Like,
Yeah, I
because it
mean,
has such a low requirement, but maintenance access for just the
like
one of.
single mantle or one or like a one penumbral toolkit gets you 4 bakers, which is a pretty good number for a card. Penumbral toolkit's not good, but if you're trying to be a criminal who's just running 2 influenceless cards to do it, it works. But yeah, I think they're a little bit different. I think maintenance access is definitely more of a kind of works on its own. Baker might be don't know if necessarily you already want to run stealth credits, but I guess if that's more of a main part of your plan versus just an occasional, I would like a cheap run on HQ, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense. I also just another thing I like the art is the notes coming off the page and turning into keys is a fun little motif on the right hand side.
Yeah.
So, fantastic.
Some people were calling
It's
out who it's a reference to, but I cannot remember.
Oh,
It says
off my head.
time for a key change, and there's keys, teehee,
that's true.
and music.
Someone did tell me in the NSG server what it was a reference to, and I have already forgotten. So apologies to them.
Right.
But all right, well, the next card comes to us courtesy of Netrunner FR, which is a primarily French-speaking YouTube channel covering Netrunner. And I know the French community has been trying to grow, and I think trying to work with NSG to get better support for that. So I'm hoping that this spoiler helps that community grow a bit and helps people kind of continue to grow. And they I will say in their spoiler video, they I think spent half of it talking about the card in English, half of it talking about it in French. I'm good. Oh, it's a tribute. Aura saying it's a tribute to Josephine Baker, a jazz age pioneer singer and potential spy, which is
that's
very
nice.
Cool. Thanks, Aura.
Yeah.
I was not able to watch it today, unfortunately, but I would encourage people to check it out. It's a channel very much worth supporting. So, the card they gave us was Vertigo. This is a 1 cost, 1 strength HB code gate. It says when the runner passes this ice, if they have no clicks remaining, they cannot steal or trash corp cards for the remainder of this run. As a single subroutine, the runner loses click. It was only a moment for you. You took no notice. And it's 2 influence. A nice Edmonton piece.
I keep going back and forth on this card. It's like non-subroutine text. Almost like doesn't quite give all of your agendas like an Ikawa project type thing, but it requires the runner to save a click like they would have to steal Ikawa project. They just or what's the new one called? Melius City Line?
Luxury line.
Luxury line. So they don't have to spend that click, but they have to have that click. And that is good it feels like it's good in decks that aren't already running luxury line, because if you're running luxury line, then the runner's already going to have to play around this card as well.
Then they're going to have the click anyways. This click doesn't do it, and then they already have the click to spend. So,
but it might still be worth playing. Just that's where I can't tell. But it might be better in like a fast advanced deck that doesn't play 5/3s and then just makes their agendas more annoying to steal.
Yeah.
Some sort of rushy deck. I don't know.
It is remarkably cheap. That is the thing. My first thought was like Thule, but I don't think it's good in Thule actually, because you want the runner to have no clicks. You kind of want them to steal because then they take the core damage. So it's kind of all your click taxing as well is after they pass your ice. So I think that's my first thought, and that thought is wrong. I don't think that thought really works. I mean, the runner loses click is always good subreddit, but you pulled up Pulse much better Thule ice. Also potentially combos with this, but I think this does not do that. I think it's interesting. I've kind of considered again being in Leo is just a thing of like, you make them have to run the server, 2 or 3 times because you trash your ice, and then it's just on the 3rd time, if they make it, you're like, well, that's your last click. So, but I don't know if it's worth running over the other options for Leo, but that does come to my mind as potentiality, because Leo can really kind of click tax with just run over and over and over.
Yeah, I think
and also has the resistance of Bran.
Yeah, I think people calling out Foliop as a synergy. Like, Foliop decks often want ice that, like, is just annoying enough, and, like, if it's like, oh, I have to always run your assets like in my first 3 clicks, maybe that's just annoying enough. I'm not sure, but like also not having to spend money to res the ice is actually pretty important for a lot of those decks.
Yeah.
I kind of, at 1 strength, this kind of feels a little bit sad because like you're resing this and like you have to really hope the runner doesn't have a decoder down, because they're just breaking it for 1 with every single decoder in the format, I think, which is a little bit sad. If it was like 2 strength, you could at least make Unity pay 2 sometimes, but
Boiler pays 2, I guess.
oh yeah, man, they keep screwing my favorite decoder over.
Best decoder in the game.
I mean,
I
Can't believe
I-
this.
I have one friend who has threatened to build a Degadon Pulse Vertigo deck.
It's cheap. That's the infinite money. You do as the Vertigo, you get the money back.
yeah.
Well, you do res the pulses to deal the
Oh.
clicks.
Oh yeah, you also do that. That's smarter, but
Yeah.
that does sound annoying. I don't know if it sounds good, but it does sound annoying.
Yeah. I think it's just like there's some world where it's like, okay, this this has it has a soft end the run in certain cases, like Enigma does. It's probably it's probably not like because it's not a hard end the run. It's hard to say. Oh yeah, this like Quandary saw a lot of play.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't think because Vertigo's end the run is like it's a super soft end the run. It probably will.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical. It's not going to have a Quandary like play. And to be honest, Quandary saw a ton of play because everyone was playing Yogg, which when people have to spend expensive, when people have to spend a 5 cost decoder to break your, well, I guess Quandary was 0 too, which helped a lot, right? No, Quandary was 1.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
1.
So
it's fairly cheap.
yeah. But it's like maybe if there's a meta where people are incentivized to go for buzzsaws, over other things, like if the runner has to install a buzzsaw to break Vertigo, you're probably in a reasonably happy place as the corp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing for it is it is just laughably cheap. It's like with just 1 credit. 2 inf is a little. I don't know if you'll import this a lot anyway, just because I think that's the main draw. Is this is just so incredibly cheap. You can just slap it down and be like, well, it does something. It changes their pattern of play a little bit.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. It's
or MIC.
This is definitely an ice. I'm like, oh, this could. I'd be interested to see if this did. I don't think it does anything at 1 influence, but it'd definitely be interesting to think if there's someone who, if there's a Jinteki deck or something that's able to make this annoying at 1 influence.
Maybe.
Yeah, someone was calling out in chat and having another 1 cost for Ob is nice, and that I could see it working. I'm just not sure how you make the subroutine matter.
Yeah,
I guess
it's hard to make the subroutine matter, and then
with
you're also
Event
paying
Horizon.
2 influence. Yeah, Event Horizon is probably a good shout for how you can make the subroutine matter, because now they would have to run on clicks 1 or 2 to make it past an Event Horizon Vertigo server. But
yeah, 2 influence is steep.
Yeah, 2 influence is very steep.
A little much for it. Just.
Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts on Vertigo? I want to make sure to shout out the art. I think it's a pretty fun set of staircases.
It's a lot of stairs.
It makes me want to slide down them.
Yeah, it does look a little more fun than scary.
A little bit, Well, it's supposed to be. It's only a moment for you, Anyways, I think it's aggressively, possibly okay, maybe. I'm not like, how would I ever play this? But I'm also not like, well, obviously this is how it works. It's just kind of there. But it's a neat idea. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the practicality is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Balram Wu. If you haven't checked it out, I have linked the video. I believe in his video he also linked. He did, I think they called them dingbats, which is just like a puzzle format to try and let UK Netrunner Slack, try and guess the text of the card before it was revealed. So if that sounds like a thing that's fun for you, I would go check out his video, and you can try solving the little dingbat, like, you know, word logic, like association puzzles, which was fantastic.
Oh, I remember that. That was at Worlds.
Yeah.
I was bad at them.
Yeah, I am very bad at them too. I was on one of the slower days going to pull all of them up, but I just ended up filling the time just well. But Baramu finally got a chance to show off the card in full, and so now we have it. This is Vigseek. It is a 2-res, 3 strength, Jinteki, Trap, AP, Observer. It is 3 influence, and it has 2 subroutines. Do X net damage, and give the runner X tags. X is equal to the number of tags the runner has. Then subroutine, give the runner 1 tag. Trash this ice. And then flavor text. Bzzz.
Gotta make sure it goes up and down.
Yeah, I was trying to, but I didn't. I don't think I did good microphone hygiene to make that work properly. So.
Yeah, I'd like to know this is flavor text that is uneven. I think that might be the first.
Yeah,
it's wild.
This new flavor text check.
Yeah, it's changing the meta of flavor text. You know, I think that's neat.
I have 2 ideas for this card. One is plausible, and one is full jank. The full jank one is step 1, you score a Sisyphus protocol.
Okay. Oh my goodness!
Easy, just do that.
Step
just
1. Okay. Yeah.
Score 5-2. Step 2, you install this behind a Cloud Eater.
Behind a Cloud Eater. Okay. So we need to be able to. We have this on the board. We've used it somehow to score a Sisyphus without resing it. Then we res the Cloud Eater. The runner presumably takes 4 tags on the Cloud Eater, and then we get to deal 4 net damage, give them 4 more tags, and then a 9th tag just for fun.
Just for fun.
Oh, and then we finish them off with Mindscaping, presumably the following turn on our turn.
Yeah. Or second Vigseek anywhere around the board because they're not getting out of that 9 tag hole.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And Audrey does not exist.
Yeah.
Listen. Let's not talk about Seb.
Yeah.
Seb's not welcome in this house.
Yeah, there's no Seb, there's no Botulus, there's no Mayfly, there's no Viserum, there's no. We're not gonna worry about any of those things. All right, so that's the outlandish case for Vigseek.
The more realistic is I could see this in one of the Oppo Alco builds as like a one of. Sometimes late game you give the runner an Oppo and they just try to go for the win, and you hit them with this.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, and it's like if they, it's like, it's probably only a 1x, but like, a lot of those X are like, oh, I'll run 3x an enemy, 3x Tatu, and 1 to 2 other ice that just kind of had to have some kind of text. And maybe Vigseek can be one of those ice that you just put in because it will occasionally have text.
Yeah.
And like also just making the runner clear a tag on your is like actually a thing that deck is pretty happy to spend 2 credits to make the runner do, because it means they're not putting pressure on the board. So
maybe it's definitely, I don't know. Yeah, it's a card that kind of like for most of the turns of the game it's going to like do one thing kind of, and then it's a little picky, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe 1 tag is okay sometimes.
Yeah, Chrono's calling out Mitra Atman, which I think is like an interesting thing. It's like, oh yeah, if I discard, like, if I just include 1 copy of this and then like I just discard it at some point in the game, oh great, now I can use this whenever it's relevant.
Now the one time you actually run this with tags, surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you fired it once and now you bring it back.
Oh
Right,
yeah, that's
they're
true.
running one tag, and then they,
Oh
they
yeah,
run
they
the
run
next
through it.
dice, and you do
Yeah,
one
yeah.
net damage. And your
Uh,
tag.
yeah, yeah. Okay, well, it's more exciting when they have tags already. So maybe we're doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, can we now we're playing Nilo Agent in Alco, and we're not worrying about the bad publicity we're taking, and
Listen, it's net one bad publicity in the end. Well, that's not that bad, you know.
yeah, net one bad publicity
One credit.
do 4 net damage or something. We can make
Mm-hmm.
this work.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
well,
that's
peep, I'm sure I will do something like, man, why is this deck including a Cloud Eater? And then like, I don't need to clear the tags. There's no mindscapings here. Like they've played 2 of them already. I can float 2 or 3 tags, and then I will hit a Vigseek and go, I did this to myself.
Yeah, Vigseek, I do
Kentucky.
feel like will be a very embarrassing deck, but a very embarrassing death. But you know, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Someone's gonna
the
die
court
to
will
it.
have earned it for sure.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
It's Kentucky Glacier. What can they do with tags? Nothing.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they're probably not even playing Mindscaping. It's not that good.
Yeah. Yeah. It is 3 influences there. Is there a lot
Yeah,
of worlds where you fucking you import this somewhere?
I mean, maybe you could play this in Epiphany or Synapse or something. And Synapse is a way
Maybe.
to like give a tag, kind of guaranteed. You could have
Right.
a server that's like
Yeah.
Potentially.
Vigseek Funhouse, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They already have ping though, which I feel like just does this better for them. If you want
Wait,
to
no, no,
force
no.
ping.
Well, no, no. But hold on. You put this, and then you put a ping in
Oh,
front of it too, right? Like now suddenly we're
okay.
cooking
And then
with
you do
gas.
one damage.
We're doing 1 damage and giving the runner 3 tags or like 2 extra
Right.
tags.
Okay. Yeah,
So
okay. Ping this does do 3 tags and one, what's it, 3 tags and 1 damage total.
yeah, so
Solid.
it's a snare then, right? Or no, it's a reverse snare.
Yeah.
Reverse snare.
Or I guess an
Yeah.
inverse snare, not a reverse snare. A reverse snare would
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
remove a tag and draw you 3 cards, but yeah.
Inverse snare's
Right.
pretty good.
Yeah, I get 3 tags, one net. That's worth it sometimes.
Yeah, that's probably better than actual snare. Um,
Yeah,
Yeah.
potentially. I mean, in how long it's gonna take him to fix it.
I guess I should be saying bite, but you know,
Yeah.
it's
But yeah, I'm
I've
sorry.
I've only played with snare for for almost for 12 plus years, so it's
Yeah.
gonna take me a
Listen,
little bit
please
to get used
stop
to
using
bite.
anti-NSG language instead of snare. Say bite.
Um,
Yeah.
any other
Right.
thought?
Even the
Oh,
hold's only 2.
for those who are interested about where this name is, it has to do with a swarming algorithm. Seems like it was probably first done in physics. I imagine it's used for bees as well. So
Ease.
yeah.
Right.
Um,
Just another B code. Are we
yeah,
getting a
yeah.
B code every set now?
Apparently, their Big B has infiltrated NSG.
Yeah.
So.
It's gonna be NSB soon. Yeah. Oh, that is funny. Someone pointed out Ob with this can use it, give you a tag, then get B1001 and end the run off the tag, which is pretty funny.
Wow, I mean, like that can't be good, but
I don't
it
know if it's
does
worth it, but
seem
it's
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it just
let me do a 3 influence 2 card combo and the run, and we're going to ignore the fact that as up we got a 4 cost infection, much more proven and the run combo. But I guess is Hafren 2 or 3 influence now? I really should know that number off the top of my head. I think it's
It's 2.
2, right?
It's
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't been playing that recently.
It's fine. I
that's
pulled it
good.
up before you answered, so you definitely were looking at that and not just knowing off the top of your head. Tomas Vigseek was a Hungarian mathematician who built a foundational model of fluid dynamics, one that is also used to simulate swarms. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is
Is.
interesting. All right. So we've got
Oh, is he
one.
not dead? That's good. Good for
One
him.
one final card to talk about. This one comes courtesy of a puzzle hunt that was taking place on Jinteki.net. I've left a link to a Discord thread where a lot of the puzzle hunting happened, but there's not really a better way for me to combine it. I will be honest, I did not have time to participate in this puzzle hunt at all, but it seemed like it was letting people do some pretty fun things. Something to do with joining a game and having a Nat player only run HQ all game, and figuring out some link hints from and image searching from that kind of play pattern. So if puzzle hunts are your thing, I know this was made by someone who has made quite a few other puzzle hunts and is worth checking out if that's your thing. If that's not your thing, or you just want to see the card, well, you're in luck. We've got Toxin. This is a 8 to res, 5 strength, Wayland, Codegate, expendable piece of ice. So expendable is back, and we get a new expendable
Expendable's back?
ability. Click
In
credit.
Sentry form. It's a
This is
code gate, I'm
Codegate.
stupid.
Click
Listen.
trash, reveal. Click credit, reveal and trash this ice from HQ. Search R&D for up to 1 barrier and up to 1 sentry, and reveal them. Add those cards to HQ. Then subroutine, the runner loses 2 credits. Subroutine, end the run. Subroutine, end the run. Flavor text: no one can hear the clamor of the bells and not be alarmed. Least of all, the intruder. And this is a Scott Uminga joint.
Hmm.
Mm.
So Wayland gets code gates again. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
I know. I saw some people being like, "Oh, the stats on this card are bad," and I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's. I guess technically it is slightly over. It is slightly too expensive at 8 costs, but like by 1 credit and 5 strength is like a pretty good number for code gates right now.
It's
Yeah,
decent.
it's a very good number for code gates. I'm trying to figure out who can actually afford that 8 credits.
Novum?
Because yeah, Nuvum or BTL Glacier probably.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's expendable for Novum. They said it wasn't coming back. They said it was not an evergreen mechanic. It's here. Novum support.
Yeah. I
um,
mean, yeah, I think it's like, yeah, you need to be playing a big money Wayland deck probably to afford this. Though we also saw like, hey, Jinteki got a big money card or a big money ID. You know, I could see Leo
Money, no
potentially
whammies.
playing this too, because like even just expend this, search for a Bran and an Event Horizon or something seems pretty solid in Leo. Like you get probably
Yeah.
2 of your like. I think search.
we have to do 1 barrier, 1. Oh, Event Horizon is Sentry. Jesus.
Yeah, Event
Yeah, Event
Horizon
Horizon
Sentry.
is Sentry, so you can get. Yeah,
Umi's
it's like
also a Sentry, so
Boomy
you
is
know,
also a
you kinda,
Sentry too. If you want if you want multiple cheap in the run, so it's like, I think this
yeah.
card is and at 2 influence. Like if it was 1 influence, like I think like, oh boy, you probably see this in quite a few places with the intent that you basically never res it, but getting 2 of your ice when you need it is probably pretty good if you're an ice based deck.
Potentially
Yeah.
useful.
I guess even like Rushy Wayland just grabbing a Maskarovka and Event Horizon, like,
Yeah.
you've got 2 your best ice and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems useful to have ice search for 2 cards. That's it's tempting because a lot of ice, a lot of expendable ice, you don't see the expendability very much. So this seems definitely very tempting, and much cheaper than 8 credits. So you know, if you've got the money to burn, you can put it down, and if not, you can find some cheaper ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you could go in a very silly direction where you tutor up a tree line like a Colossus or something. Can I spell Colossus?
Yeah.
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 So now you get what is this, a 7 strength Colossus out of the gate that also is activated for
Yeah.
your entire turn. It just takes all your entire turn and 2 credits, and the runner will absolutely know what that ice is.
Yeah.
But
And we'll definitely not boomerang it.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
no world where that ice gets boomeranged.
Well, then they got another boomerang. You trash your event horizon on that server, and then the boomerang goes to the trash. You just do that 3 times, and you're good.
Often even 2. I feel like a lot of crims have gotten pretty greedy with boomerang counts, unless they're Baz. I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh god, Baz, I love Baz. He deserves 3 boomerangs.
It is interesting comparing this to the code. Was it yesterday we got the code gate? It's 5. I think it was also 5. It was 5 strength, 3 subs, though it really only had 2 real subs.
I'm
But it
trying
was
to
5 to
remember.
res, but had the
Oh
D-res
yes,
downside.
the knowledge seeker. Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
that was 5
I vaguely
strength,
remember
5 to
that.
res, and it was an array. It was place virus counter on this ice, which is largely a downside. Look top for an arrange and then end the run.
I thought virus
Yeah.
counter was an upside, because when you had 3 virus counters, you purged virus counters.
Yeah, but
And
then you also
D-res
had to
the
de-res
ice.
the ice.
Uh,
Well,
yeah,
let's see. I can
that's
probably pull that
expensive.
card in. So,
So it's 3 credits less, but it can D-res itself. And only has 2 subs that the runner really breaks.
Right.
yeah. Like, I can see why, like, probably Knowledge Seeker. Well, it's like, yeah, as an ice, Knowledge Seeker is probably still a little bit better, though it's definitely kind of honestly feels ballparkish because of that D-res effect. But then
Yeah.
the search effect feels quite impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't really considering the search effect at first, but it does seem good the more I think about it.
yeah. There's a lot of good barriers, there's a lot of good sentries. You know.
Yeah, code gates definitely
It
have
is.
felt a little bit thin, and so like, oh, having a card where it's like, oh yeah, I just need one good code gate to make the runner inconvenienced, and then I can
Yeah.
get my better ice types in certain factions and situations. Like that seems pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think before this, I feel like all the end the run code gates we had were tiny, like Descent or Fly Swatter. I didn't think we had
Yeah,
anything over like 1 or 2 strength that ends the run.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think it was like Descent, Fly Swatter, and then like you were sometimes like splashing
Oh,
MIC, right?
yeah, that's the one.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And like, yeah,
Everything
so it's like,
else
oh,
is
this is 2
porous.
credits more for 1 more strength. And like, I guess technically only it's like maybe this actually has fewer subroutines than MIC, so like that's why you could say it's kind of below rate.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and MIC has the trash ability.
It's
But
weird, is it? If you like, there are times where you just break the one subroutine on MIC and say, trash your MIC. You paid 6 for it.
yeah,
So
yeah, sometimes MIC does actually only have 1 subroutine, and then you just make the corp, siphon themselves. So
yeah,
yeah,
essentially, yeah.
hmm.
You know what, you're
uh,
right, Game of Droids. Wayland is saying that code gates are bad. You just search for barriers and sentries. That's the purpose of a code gate.
yeah. I think there's like only one other Wayland code gate. I guess there's 2 other Wayland code gates I can think of ever having played, which are Hordem, and which is not a card you're excited to play, but is a card you put in decks. I mean, actually,
Right,
a
that was the
4/4 is pretty
anti-AI one,
solid.
right?
Yeah.
I was never excited, but as soon as it left, I was sad.
Yeah.
There's yeah, that was a lot of that, and then Afshar, which is not a card that I'm like. You play it and it's fine, it does its job, but not something you're like. I feel like I was often like, oh, how many
Yeah.
Enigma? Can I run 0 Afshars and play Enigmas instead? But that might have been a me
I
problem.
used to be excited about Afshars. I'm an odd person. I don't
There's
know.
there's one more Wayland code gate that's better than all of these, and I'm blanking on it. The advanceable one that you usually put on R&D. It lose a credit, gain a tag.
Oh, yes, Mausolus, yes.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't end the run, I guess, which is a
No.
distinction. But yeah, Mausolus is definitely the best Wayland code gate ever printed by a significant distance.
Yeah. I do.
So
There were decks that just advanced that to make it an end run. I think the first version of Drago R Plus had that.
no shot that was a
Yeah,
pattern
if
for
you
Draco R plus.
yeah, Sokka's. I'm pretty sure Sokka's first list was not on Boom and was on this to then lock out the runner.
Okay, well, sure. You can't convince me that that was correct. Just that it's what they got to
No.
first.
Yeah.
That's very funny. Yeah,
We're
no, I mean
working on it.
Nazlos is definitely the best, but oh yeah, I always remember Horda because I had a game where somehow I like as Shaper could not break, like face planted it and couldn't break it, and so with a full set of advancements on it, so the corp got to search for 2 cards, and I somehow did not lose the game, and I was like, I don't know what just happened, like how, but you know,
Listen, life finds a way.
Shaper found a way this time.
Yeah.
The advance. I always assumed it was 1 card. I don't think I've ever seen that fire.
Yeah, it was the only time in my life I'd ever seen it fire. But I think it was like I was tagged and worried, and my opponent just had no kill threats in the deck. They were just playing advanceable ice because they liked advanceable ice, and so they couldn't quite get a closeout from the board state that we were in.
Alright. I also like Advanceable Ice. I should play Built to Last more.
Or we could not and say we did.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every once in a while I just have the thought of like, I should do something evil, and then I just say it out loud to people, and they're like, well, about that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, like, Build to Last, probably, getting to tutor. Again, it's like, I feel like probably, based on what we're seeing, like, I think I'm almost always tutoring for a Event Horizon. I wonder if you just play this in OB purely for the expendable text.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because
maybe occasionally you have the money to get it off of like a Tucana.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and just be because it's like it's like, oh yeah, envelopment is actually annoying for runners, and like yes, Toxin has weaknesses, but like it's not like you're still making people have answers, and that's a big part of a lot of the Rush Ob decks.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do have those Rush Ob games where like your extracts just come firing off the top of the deck, and you're sitting on like 20 credits, and you're kind of like, what do I do? Dick Mason shouting out Hammer. Yeah, I think that's actually a good point. You can.
I like Hammer.
Yeah, if you have more techie ice, I guess another option is like, oh, if you're packing Samoxamoon, like you can grab that in relevant matchups. So you have some of these options to be a little more flexible, and like playing this in Jinteki is probably pretty reasonable. Right? Get a Samoxamoon, get a Cloud Eater, and like just make them terrified, or a Bodo and a Cloud Eater, or a Bodo and a whatever sentry of choice. Like
you might have already said this, but either the new Jinteki ID or RH, whatever becomes the favored Glacier matchup, like they usually make money. Like they might be able to afford this and have an end the run code gate, which they desperately want.
Yeah, this card definitely seems, it's like I could see a world where like, oh, it's 8 credits, you never want it as an ice, and so is an operation that gets 2 ice from your deck good? Probably
Maybe.
not quite good enough, but I don't know. It seems like it could be in certain circumstances. So I think this is an interesting one to keep an eye on for sure. And I think having the ice modality is definitely interesting.
Yeah. Expendable definitely has some of that interesting about it.
Oh yeah, Nuvem actually triggers off of like I forget how Nuvem is worded. Oh yeah,
expendable
or an action on
abilities
expendable
and
card.
operations.
Yeah.
So Nuvem triggers off this if you do it. As I said, Nuvem support. Admittedly, every single operation printed is also Nuvem support, so.
Well, yeah, maybe you'll Vulture Fund Nuvem with a Toxin out.
Yeah, big money. We're eating good.
Actually, yeah, a Vulture Fund out of Nuvem pays for this on its own, which is kind of funny.
Funny.
With some despair.
Yeah.
The the other important thing is now that we have 8 cost ice, we have another link in the chain to go all the way down from 8 to 0 in Ob.
Okay, so yeah, because now we can go from 8 to 7. What's this? Is there a 6 cost infaction?
Not infection right now, but you can import Ansel 1 or something like that.
Yeah, or probably
Or
like
MIC.
MIC for more, and then you've got your
Yeah.
envelopment, and now you've got Event Horizon. Then you've got your choice of 3 costs and your choice of 2 costs, and work your way down. Chronos Protocol saying potentially Nebula decks as well. I think actually, yeah, Nebula's a decent shout because you get. Oh, did I pull up the wrong one? I pulled up the backside. That's funny. Good job, Jeff.
Cool. Yeah, that's game arena.
It's okay. The backside is what I look at most Nebula games anyway.
You want to make lots of money. You want to make
Nebula?
taxing centrals, and you can either use this to, if you don't have your code gates yet, make a big code gate. If you have your big code gate, get your better cards.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very neat. Any other thoughts on this card?
Art is good. I saw someone call out in chat Scaduminga without a hand, and they were sad.
I like to see artists branch out and not just have hands in every frame, in every piece.
Ding dong.
Yeah. It will be fun to resist and go ding dong, lose, and then make them lose 2 and end the run.
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic. Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of spoilers. If people want to, I believe Gordian Blade spoilers just went up. I'm not going to talk about those because I want to give people an actual chance to go to Gordian Blade and look at the spoilers. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be a pretty Jinteki heavy day. So, yeah, people can look forward to that. Cold Lava and Kate, anything you want to plug?
No, nothing from me specifically. Come to Boston Megacities if you're anywhere in the area.
Well, I don't really have anything. If you happen to be in Kentucky, join the group chat we have of the 5 people who play Netrunner. We don't have a mega city. We have, if you're somehow in Kentucky and haven't heard about us, I don't know if there's anybody on here who has. We pretty much kind of have collected everybody who has any idea about it.
Fantastic.
We're working on it.
Right. Well, thank you both so much for being on. This has been a blast. And thanks everyone for tuning in and people commenting in this chat. It's always a lot of fun when people are able to add a lot of insightful things. We've got a couple great guests tomorrow, and we're starting to get to the end of spoiler season. So with that, I might ask as a final question to both of you, what card are you most excited to try first when you finally get your hands on Vantage Point?
I
think Touchstone. I don't know. As I said, I'm kind of a stealth sicko. It seems fun. I, spend that. Again, I want to try Stealth Mercury again. I feel like you play a lot of events anyways in Merc. So you put in Touchstone and you can just kind of generate a lot of stealth credits to do your things.
I'll skip the obvious answer for me and I'll say Flywheel. Because that looks like a really fun sentry.
Yeah, Flywheel seems
people are going to face check that.
Nice, you're going to get cards. That's the draw 1 card on each subroutine, right?
Yeah.
And gain a credit.
And get a credit, yeah. It's the Wayland Drafter, but it accelerates your game instead of affecting theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you both so much, and thanks for on the chat, and have a good night, everyone.
Welcome and thank you for volunteering your time to the Symbian Consumer Marketing Focus Group. Your opinions are valuable to us and we want to know what they are. Tell us everything. 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 Tell us everything. 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 Everything, everything.